My name is Berhan, and today I am joined by a Guinness World Record holder, TUF 14 finalist, and UFC veteran, Bermudez. Happy to have you here in my podcast, and thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man.
But maybe for the people who are a little bit younger, maybe they don't know you, but I think most of the people who followed UFC like 10 years ago should know your name.
Right. That's like a joke now that if I go somewhere, I'm like, you watch TV back in 2016? And then people are like, what? I'm like, I used to be a big deal. So yeah.
Yeah, but maybe let's talk about because I didn't know that that you're a Guinness World Record holder for drinking a little lemon juice out of a straw. It sounds crazy.
Yes.
First, why particularly lemon juice? Because of the consistency or what? And how do you get to try to attempt to break the world record for this kind of thing?
Well, at the time I was sponsored by G Fuel, right? And they have a lot of they sponsor a lot of like YouTube people, gamers and stuff like that. So they had me and Brittany Palmer doing we were teamed up and we were doing a scavenger hunt against other YouTube people and stuff like that and gamers. Me and Brittany won, not a big deal. But they had this YouTuber who was like a competitive eater and powerlifter, and he already has like 10 Guinness Book of World Records, and he wanted to attempt the 1 liter out of a straw of lemon juice. So they had everybody that was doing the scavenger hunt, give it a shot, and they lined us all up on a table, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll take a sip, spit on the guy in front of me. It'll be, to the side of me, it'll be funny. And then they started doing a countdown. I was like, you know what? I'm competitive, dude. Let me give this a rip. Let me freaking just and yeah, I won. I was like, oh shit.
That's crazy. That's like
Yeah,
doing it for fun and then breaking the world record. Are you still the record holder?
I'm not. Some loser went out and freaking beat it. But he beat it like pretty bad. So when I beat the record, it was 24 seconds. I got I think like 20 seconds. I think the guy that beat it got like 16 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But did you ever try to beat it again or just
I didn't?
No. Did you ever try to beat another world record, or was it just like, okay, it happened, it's cool?
Guinness Book of World Records reached out to me sometime afterwards. It was like, hey, so listen, you have a record, would you like to attempt a different one? And I'm like, I don't know, what do you got? So then she was giving me like various things to like chug. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like, there was a lot of people in college that could chug way faster than I could. I was like, maybe it's the straw that she's like, all right, so straw's the thing. So then it was like, drink I don't know the measurement of it, but ketchup through a straw out of a glass one, and to complete all that, the other one was, I think, mustard. Drink mustard through a straw, and both of those had been completed. The other one was to drink, I think it was a liter of a frozen drink through a straw. And she was like, for us to consider it, it just has to be under a minute, because nobody had done that yet. So I was, of all the things to do, I was gonna, and she was like, but don't just come on here and be like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. Like, already have done it, and then we will come and we will record. Like, we're not coming unless you think you can. Like, you better be able to do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. I was like, oh damn.
It's a different world. But I mean,
the thing is, so to have, like, let's say you wanted to take a shot at a Guinness Book of World Records, and you're like, hey guys, come here, I'm gonna do this feat. It costs like 10 grand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a cheap thing. Now, if you already have a bunch of Guinness Book of World Records, they will come for free then, because they think you could do it. You know, it's like you're proven.
But I mean, it was also good marketing for them that you broke the record in such an event. I think it's a good story, and maybe
Sure. Yeah.
leave it at
Yeah, I
that.
still got the plaque. I forgot. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I got it framed and everything.
It's really cool.
Is it over here? Oh. Oh, no, that's not it. I don't know where it is.
Oh, good.
My wife won't let me put it up in the house. You believe that? You know what? I'm putting it up in the house.
Okay. I mean, it is something. You were for, I don't know how long over time, a Guinness World Book record holder. That's not something everyone can say.
Right.
But you are also quite accomplished MMA fighter, so that's also not something everyone can say. Maybe bring us back for people who don't know your story. When did you start mixed martial arts? Maybe you started with something else, striking, grappling, etc. And then I think most internationally you were known probably from the beginning of the season 14 of the Ultimate Fighter, I think.
Yes. So I grew up kind of wrestling. I started wrestling in 7th grade. My next door neighbor, who's 7 years older than me, was the captain of the wrestling team, like and such. And he's like a freak. Like he only weighed like 112, but could bench 225 and could do complete one-arm pull-ups, and like he can grab a doorway and do pull-ups like just by grabbing it. He's a freak, you know. So I always kind of aspired to be like him. And he wrestled, and he would drive me to wrestling tournaments and stuff like that. I fell short of my goal of becoming a state champion, and I didn't even make the state tournament. But I had beaten like really good guys throughout my high school career. So then I still had this like little chip on my shoulder. So I wanted to wrestle in college. That's one of the only reasons why I really went to college, was to wrestle. And I walked on for free, and then I just worked my butt off, and I earned a scholarship. I was ranked as high as I think like 22nd in the nation at 149, which is one of the harder weight classes in the collegiate wrestling. And then I had beaten guys in the top 10 there. And then did an All-American, didn't become a national champion. So after college, I was kind of like, I feel like I still like a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, man, I gotta do something. So then I just started kind of training MMA just for fun. And the guys I was training with started going pro. And I was like, dude, I beat you guys. And you guys are getting paid? I want to get paid. So then it became that, right? So my very first year of MMA, I fought 9 times, right? 4 amateur fights. And then 4 months of being an amateur MMA fighter, I went pro.
You said you went pro after 4 months, but okay, you had quite a resume in wrestling. But how hard was it to add striking to your resume, like for mixed martial arts?
You know what? A lot of my college wrestling buddies, I mean, not a lot of them, but a few of them transferred over into MMA and dabbled in it. I grew up, with an older brother and a younger brother, and we used to fist fight, and if we got out of line, our dad would fucking smack us and stuff like that. So I wasn't like afraid to get hit, where sometimes you see a wrestler who's just like, you can see he's like afraid to get hit, and they shoot right away. And so I just kind of had a mindset that I'm going to either knock you out or you're going to knock me out. And listen, if you hit me hard and don't knock me out, I'm probably going to take you down and dump you on your head. But for the most part, I used to try to exchange with people, and because that's energy-wise, that's way easier than wrestling. And I like to just mix it up. I would get in there, instantly get a takedown, or get a takedown within, 2.5 minutes of the first round. And now it's in their head that I might shoot again. So all I have to do is just fake a shot. They they would react to it, and then I could go back to my strikes up top.
So you relied on your grappling or your wrestling, let's say, and then you said, okay, I will try it, and I'm not afraid to get hit. I mean, it sounds like you had your mindset set on, I'm made for this. Like, I'm made for mixed martial arts, and give it a shot. And then just only 4 amateur fights. That's really, I mean, yeah, you had your wrestling background, but that's not very much. Like, most of the people, they are afraid to switch to pro. So that's, I don't know how it is in America, but in Germany, I know a lot of good amateur fighters who are a little bit afraid to take the next step to go pro. Was your goal always then to get to the UFC? Because
Nope.
No, what's not your goal? Okay, what was your goal then?
I I'm pretty humble. I didn't really think I was that good,
Okay.
And everybody around me like, no, dude, you'll be fine. I'm like, are you sure? Like, dude, trust me, you'll be fine. I'm like, I don't know, man. So the goal was, right, so going pro, right, and fighting on the local circuit. My very first fight, I got $400 a fight, $400 a win, right? I won that one. Next fight, $500 fight, $500 win. So I was like, man, this is, the more I fight and win, the more I get paid. I'll fight every weekend, at this rate. This is good stuff for me, And the original goal was just to make enough money just to kind of pay off my college loans. I had like $20,000 in college loans. That's all I wanted to really do, And then I just kept winning fights. And I would go out there and I'm like, all right, it's another guy I'm gonna beat up. Like, it never crossed my mind that somebody could be better than me, I remember there was one fight I was nervous because I wasn't nervous. Usually before you go out, you'd be like, oh man. So what I used to do to get myself amped up for fights was I would imagine that I was going out to fight BJ Penn.
Okay.
And like get myself in a place mentally that I thought I could beat BJ Penn and really get myself psyched up, right? And then I'd go out there and it wouldn't be BJ Penn and I would just crush the guy.
Penn was very big at that time. I mean,
yes.
I think, yeah. You didn't find him, but in your pro career, never.
At the end of his career, I called him out, but he was already kind of toasted.
Yeah. Let's not dive into him, which it's the it is right now. But yeah, I mean, at that time in the UFC, and in the end, yeah, he had still good fights, but not really winning them. And then, I mean, you won in the local circuits. You made a name for yourself in the MMA scene. Did the Ultimate Fighter reach out to you? Did you apply to them?
Oh, that's right. Right. So, I actually tried out for season 12 of the Ultimate Fighter, and I made it all the way to the very last step, and then you did like an interview in Vegas, and they did CAT scans on you and everything like that. And they're like, all right, if you make the crew, we'll call you. And like, within 2 weeks, and so like 3-4 weeks passed. I'm like, I guess I didn't make the show, So then a friend of mine, and at this time I was fighting at like 155. I had never fought at 45. I think I fought at like amateur 160, 155, and the lowest I had ever fought was 150. I think that was my last amateur bout, and then all the fights after that were 155 pro. So a buddy of mine called me up and was like, yo, dude, they're doing 145 pounds Ultimate Fighter. Like, you should try out. So I thought to myself, all all right. I've never made 45, but in college I wrestled at 149, you know. So I called them up and I said, "Hey, you guys said if we ever tried out for another 155, since I made it to the finals, I don't have to do all the, you know, hitting mitts and rolling. I just automatically make it to the last stage of the tryout, the interview. Does that hold true for 145?" And they said, "Yeah." So I said, "All right, cool." So then I flew out to Vegas again, did all the CAT scans and stuff like that, did the interview, and they told me they liked me for season 12, but the reason why they didn't pick me is because they thought I was too small. I was like, "You mother!" I was undefeated. I think I was 6-0 at the time when I had tried out for that. So I was like, "No, it's too small." And like, "We love you though, but we'll." So then I made the season 14. So the first time I ever made 145 to fight was the fight to get into the house.
But what was your mindset then? Was this a chance for you to get to the UFC? Did you get paid to do the Ultimate Fighter season, or how was your...
During the Ultimate Fighter, I think you get I think they pay you like $500 a week. And then if you win your bouts by finishing the guy, you get $5,000.
okay.
So I finished everybody in that. I finished Jimmy Rivera to get into the house. Then I finished Stephen Bass, TKO, and then I submitted Akira Coruscant in the semis.
Yeah.
So, and then the grand finale, that was considered a UFC event. I had gotten paid for the show prior to the final event. So
Yeah, but okay. I don't know if you thank you for the guy all in the infos. I hope you don't have an NDA or something like that, so that you could disclose them, because it's interesting that they have like a KO bonus or like a knockout or finish bonus to probably get the show more exciting. But was it back then a good entrance to the UFC? I mean, they also sign people directly to the UFC, but was it like your mindset, hey, if I do this show, I get some publicity and then have the chance to fight at the UFC?
yeah, I didn't think it was a bad move. I thought I would try to be this like tough guy. That's not like really me, you know. So I came off a little like I don't know, like a dummy. I look like a dummy kind of on the show because I'm trying to be this big like tough guy who isn't really me, you know. And I learned from the show on how to do interviews and stuff like that, and kind of create my character, if you will. So I thought the show was a great thing for me, right? So I remember when I was in high school or even in college, you'd go into a wrestling tour and everybody would be like kind of warming up. And I used to like try to like make it known while I was warming up that I'm the man, you know? So I just kind of kept that same kind of focus and going into the show, is that like, listen, I'm the man here. I'm going to win this thing. Nobody's taking this from me. This belongs to me. It was kind of like my mindset the whole time. And this just to stay focused on the task at hand, which is to win, right? So for 6 weeks, I just had to lock in.
Okay. But did you know any of the guys beforehand?
I knew Dustin Pegg.
Okay.
Dustin Pegg is from Pennsylvania. That's where I originally started fighting. I was living on Long Island when I got picked up for the show. But me and Dustin Pegg had trained back in the day, and he was a 35-pounder. So that was really cool.
And how was it for you then to come in a house and live with other people with probably the same dream, but all have with their insecurities and with their high testosterone and the competitive setting there was? Was it okay for you, or was it like, what did you learn from that experience?
I was just about business, you know.
Okay.
So like I said, I went in there, I stayed focused. So as soon as you walk in the house, you go to the left, you go around like a little corner. I got the only bedroom that only has 3 beds. All the other bedrooms have like 6 or more beds in them, right? With a lot of guys that mess it all up, and you know what I mean. So it's me, Dustin Pegg, and Johnny Bedford. Dustin Pegg is now the bare knuckle boxing champion. And prior to that, Johnny Bedford was the bare knuckle champion at 135. So it's pretty cool. Both of my roommates from the show and were on my team as well became bare knuckle champions.
Yeah, I mean, is it something you considered ever doing, bare knuckle?
They gotta pay me a lot of money.
Yeah, but doesn't BKFC, like where Connor is, doesn't they pay good money? I mean, some UFC fighters are now in the weekend, Ben Rothwell.
Listen,
And yeah.
I think if you have the name, yeah, they will pay good money. I threw a number of $200,000 at them. So if they come to me with $200,000, you will see your boy back in the ring.
Yeah, why not?
Bare knuckle.
Would be cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we will give them a notice or a shout out. Maybe they will.
Yeah.
Maybe we will come to terms. But in the show, did they ever create scenes, or did the production team, did they ever create, let's say,
Bloopers?
Yeah, bloopers, or no, not really. But did they ever create something, or was it all naturally happening, like the fights in the
there's
house,
no
the arguments, or did they ever
there's
create
no
something
scripts.
controversial also? Never.
No, there's no script. Everything is actual, raw, and organic. The one time they did try to intervene a little bit. So the very first guy I fought in the house was Stephen Bass, and he got the drinking the one night. He had knocked down like a bottle of wine to himself, and he was feeling good. So he comes in the room like, "Hey boys," and we're like, "Oh shit, here we go." And we go back in, and the guys were doing shot for shot with him. All right, you take a shot and I'll take a shot. Like, so what they were doing is, like, let's say this is the countertop, right? They would take the shot and be like, "Oh man," and put their head on the countertop and then spit out the shot.
Yeah.
Where the other guys are like, "Yeah, you can't handle you pussy," you know? And he got really, really messed up, where he like couldn't really walk. He was throwing up. So the producers were like, "Yo, guys, take," like, they didn't do it themselves, but they were telling us like, "Yo, take the liquor from him. Like, go hide it. We don't want this to like turn into something, you know." And none of that footage made the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
because
wild.
I was interested if because it's a show and the show has to be watched and people has to be tuned in. So I was curious if they ever did create something not scripted, but like push some people in different direction, or create some beef between them. But if you say no, everything went naturally. But I mean, the concept is great. I mean, you don't know really who you're gonna fight, and everybody is a competitor on the long run. So for you, and I think it comes naturally that you try to prove yourself with other people and then come head to head. But yeah, I mean, you were then the finalist, and you got the chance to fight at the UFC fight card. Even what was his name? Diego Brandao. Which was also a very crazy fight because you seem to be winning. You had him rocked. I watched the fight again in preparation, and then he got you on an armbar. It was just like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 11 seconds before the end of the round, and then you had the tap, and then it's crazy. But how was it for you? Like, were you then devastated, or how did you feel afterwards?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that sucked. I had I was trained. Do you remember there was a guy, Davidius Torres? He fought in the WEC, and he was training at our gym, and I was helping him get ready for a fight, and he armbarred me and like popped my elbow about 4 weeks out from that finale fight. Um, I was like, "You motherfucker!" I fucking started beating the shit out of him. I did a couple more rounds with him, then I had to stop because my elbow was hurting so bad. The next morning, I woke up and my elbow was like huge and black and blue and purple. I was like, "Dude, what the f?" You know what I mean? I've got a fight coming up here. I'm 3-4 weeks out, and I can't even bend. I can't even move my elbow. Right. So I spent the next 3-4 weeks just going to physical therapy every single day so they can nurse it back to like somewhat health, right? So, and that's the arm he armbarred in that fight. So before it was even full extension, it was already hurting. So you see me even before I'm going over tapping because my elbow was wrecked. So, I mean, a little look of the draw there for him. But I mean, listen, such a talented fighter. He's now a tough enough champion in I think in Vegas. Is that in Vegas? I don't know. He's done some fighting overseas in Russia. He was a Russian champion. He's trying to get back in the UFC.
Really? Okay, but he has
Yeah,
quite a resume. He has like, I
yeah.
don't know, more than 50 pro fights. So
Jesus, yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's
yeah. He's
a
an animal.
very active fight. Yeah, it was a good fight. But it's still, you made it to the UFC. Did they say, okay, you lost, but we are still interested in you, or did you have to negotiate your way in?
The UFC like pretty much took the whole cast
Oh,
because
okay.
145 and 135 were new weight classes to the UFC. So they
Okay.
kind of signed everybody um to a 3-fight deal, and some of the guys went, lost twice and then were kicked out. Other guys like myself, Dillashaw, Johnny Bedford, Dustin Pegg, who's that? Johnny, the magician, Dodson.
Ah, okay. Yeah, John Dodds.
Yeah, there was a lot of really really good guys in that season. That
Yeah,
went on. Brian Caraway had some career as well. A lot of good guys came out of my season.
yeah. I mean, it was a great season. I mean, also the what's the called the coaches, Michael Bisping and Miller. What was his
Yep.
Jason Miller? I
Yep.
mean, Jason Miller quite at that time was also known through other shows he did, and so he was quite a name. And Michael Bisping, I don't know at that time, but Michael Bisping was always also quite a
He
name.
was a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, how was it for you? Like, did you know them beforehand, and did you really
Yep.
interact with them outside also of what was filmed, or
Yeah.
yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Well, obviously I didn't really interact with Michael Bisping because he was the coach of the other team. But Mayhem Miller would come to the house and hang out with us every once in a while. I think I was like one of his one of his favorite guys on my team. We would, sit in the saunas and put shoes in and just kind of hang out and bro out. Um, but he was impeccable coach. I thought he would be like very goofy and like kind
Yeah.
of whatever, dude. He was so dialed in for that 6 weeks of training, and it was awesome. He was awesome.
Yeah. He was quite fanfare, also like popular person. He did this what was it, this
Fully
show
beat down.
Bully Beatdown. Yes, yes, that was the name.
Yeah,
And he was quite known for this persona, like you said, this goofy,
and
quirky.
Pride.
Yeah, yes, yes. But yeah, he had also his ups and downs, but he was always very much a favorite of the people. Did you stay in contact with him afterwards? Like, yeah.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Now I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I got called again. Yeah, I just got a few more minutes. Um, he had gotten in a lot of trouble kind of after the show.
Okay.
You know, he kind of had like a, I don't know, he kind of had like a mental like breakdown or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It was. I mean, a little bit was public, I guess. His ups and downs, and I think
Yeah,
drinking was part of thing. Um. Okay, but then I mean, then you were in the UFC, and then you had a couple of good wins. One was against Max Holloway, which was controversial, I think.
Yep.
Afterwards, because also Max Holloway said he couldn't understand how he lost. I mean, it was a split decision. Actually, I watched the fight because
right.
I knew we were going to talk, and
Close fight.
it was a close fight. And I
Yeah.
think it was not that.
Yeah.
I watched it with the intention, like, okay, let me watch it, and is there really a case? Did Max Holloway get robbed or something like that? But no, it really isn't. I'm not telling it because we are talking like to I don't know, suck up to you or so. But I watched it really, and
Right.
it was really a close fight. You had some couple good takedowns. He had some good, was good in the striking, and so I mean, made some notes. I mean, first round.
I think it depends. I think it depends on how you judge fights, right?
Yeah.
As a fighter, I don't know how the judges, right? It's how aggressive you are, right? So kind of holding the center, damage, aggressiveness, takedown, striking, but there's no. It's not like a takedown costs this many points and a strike is, so it's still tough, right? So, and sometimes when I'm unsure, like, oh man, that was a close fight. I think about, let's say there was no time. The fight went on forever. Max was fading and I was climbing still, I think that, and that was the case with a lot of my fights.
Definitely. I mean, in round three, it was clear that you were gonna win. As you were winning because you taken down. You had some ground and pound. I think you also was the more active fighter. You had the better shots. But I think in round one was the I don't know, maybe round one. He won maybe round one, but then in round two, he had the takedown at the end of the round. Maybe that was then decided for you. And round three, I think, was totally 100% you. So I think maybe so 2-1 rounds, unanimous decision would be very much okay. It was a split,
Sure.
but for me, it was not that controversial. It's more like what you said, how do you score rounds? And at that time, maybe it wasn't that clear, like is top control or is bringing
Right.
someone and takedown good,
Right.
or do you have to do more
And
ground and pound?
I never just took someone down and like tried to do jujitsu and position. I always took someone down and tried to do damage. Big punches, elbows, trying to advance my position. I was just going for submissions as well, but I really wanted when I took someone down just to really just abuse them and beat them up while I had them down, So
Yeah. And then, yeah, you fought at that time very good names. I mean, Craig Guida, Jeremy Stevens, Rico Lamas, just to name a few. And then, yeah, I mean, at the end of your career, was not that going that well. And then I think you stopped fighting MMA. Did you ever had the urge to come back to fighting, or was it always like I left it behind? And
well, you know what it was I had a 4-fight losing streak, and I just felt they were all just crappy calls, right? I lost a TKO to Korean Zombie, right? He hit me off the ground, I hit the ground, I bounced right. I was on my way up, and then he called the fight. I'm like, really, Herb? And he's like, oh, my bad. You're like, dude, let me die in there. I put in all this work, dude, and I've had so many fights where I've been dropped and I get back up and I win the fight. So I hated that, and then I lost 3 split decisions in a row.
yeah,
And I was just like, man, what am I doing here? Like, this is like, if I work 100 hours, I want to get 100 hours pay, right? Because
welcome back to the second part of the podcast. So don't wonder, everyone was watching, that we have different clothes on. It's another day, but I think we just left at the end of your career. You had the losing streak, like the 3 split decision losses in a row.
Right.
And then you had won another fight, which you won, and then you retired from the sport.
Yes.
I also watched your retirement. It was a little bit short, and I think there was difficult time because your uncle had cancer. You said it in your retirement speech, but
yeah.
Why? Also, was it not planned, or why didn't they give you a little bit more time to thank the fans and everything? Because it seems like it was.
Oh yeah, they did. Nobody knew I was retiring.
Ah, okay. So
nobody knew I was retiring.
Okay. Was it a planned decision after the fight, or did you before the fight?
Yes and no, because I had landed a job as a lineman, and I was getting hired in the spring. So had that fight, had I gone in like Did you get that?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
No, I had already landed a job. Right?
Mhm.
So, but I was supposed to get hired in the spring. So had I gone in there and knocked out Edwards, I would have done another fight. Or if had I gone out and submitted him quick, I would have kept doing as many fights as I could until I got hired.
Okay. So you
But I broke my thumb in that fight.
Okay. So you made it in that moment, like, okay, it's time to retire, and
it went to decision, and I hurt my hand.
Okay, yeah, but did you go into the fight saying, okay, if I've hurt myself, and or was it just like, if I can finish it quick and don't get hurt, so I can fight again? Okay,
yes.
So was that more like, it depends on the outcome. Okay, and then you retired. But maybe for the split decision losses, did you watch the fights again? Did you agree with the decisions? Was it like maybe a change in the judging system?
The only fight I could see that made sense going in his favor potentially was Darren Elkins. He had more control time, but I beat the shit out of him. I crushed his face. You know, that's the only fight that I was like, maybe. You know, but the other two, I didn't think were even close.
Yeah, maybe it was more like changing in the judging system, or like in the how you score points, or how they, I don't know. Maybe it was your fighting style. It's weird. I mean, I think didn't happen that much, that someone loses so many split decision in a row.
Now the thing is, all three of those guys were fighting out of the same camp.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, suspecting something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, it happened. Maybe your career could go a different path, but it went as it is. Maybe it wasn't the right time. But did you ever regret retiring? Did you ever say, I should have maybe fought another time, or?
No, I was very fed up with, how those other fights went. And the thing was, I was never fighting for money, right? I mean, I was, but I was fighting more to build a legacy or to become a champion, right? And with those 4 losses in a row, I got so far away from a title, even a title shot. You know, in my head, it was going to take at least 2 years, you know, four fights for me to get back in the title contention. And I just kind of felt like I didn't have it in the gas tank, you know. For me to continue fighting, I would have had to probably like relocated gyms. You know, I had been training at where I was training Long Island MMA for like 8 years, you know. So just I knew what practice was going to be like, and I just, you know, after a while, you know, it just started to kind of tax on my brain a little bit, you know. Where like you often see a lot of fighters like switching camps, and and I would go to other camps and train every once in a while, but only for maybe a week or two max, you know. But while I was there training, it was like exhilarating. You didn't know what to expect. You never trained with this guy before, you know. I felt like I was way more on top of my game, you know. But I have 2 youngsters, and I never wanted to leave them for, you know, 2-3 months at a clip, you know, to get ready for a fight. And I landed the job I have now as a lineman. I've got a pension. I've got a 401k. I got benefits for myself and for my kids, you know, and I make kind of close to what I was making when I was fighting. But then you add all the benefits, and it's almost like I'm making more, you know. And I just kind of thought to myself, you know, when I fought, I was, you know, there were barn burners. I would get in there, I'd mix up guys, hit them, I would get hit, big slams. And when I'm 70 years old and I'm drooling out of my mouth trying to hang out my grandkids, like, the UFC is not going to pay for my medical bills then, you know. And I wasn't making enough in the UFC to kind of stack any money, you know. My very last fight, I made $50,000 a fight, $50,000 a win. And that's it, you know. And I still have to pay the coaches. I have to pay taxes on that, training camp, you know. So it's to a lot of people, yeah, like that's a lot of money. It is, but when you have kids to pay for, you know, a mortgage and you know, groceries and living a healthy lifestyle, it's like just enough, but you will have no retirement.
Yeah, and you have no steady income, and you don't know if you hurt yourself, and then
Right.
you can compete, you can earn money. It's not that easy of a lifestyle. Yeah, I mean, and now it's, I think, a little bit better if you are a big star. I think times changed a little bit, not that much, because the UFC had this whole big.
But that's if the UFC knights you as a star.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really, 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 really talented fighters that don't get the recognition they deserve, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it was like the beginnings of social media and stuff. I mean, in your time, it was not that big. It was more television and shows and so. But right now, many fighters can build themselves up with social media, get a following.
I was trying.
Yeah.
I was trying. Do you remember Snapchat?
Yes.
I used to get the UFC Snapchat every Monday, and I would do a cooking show. So people would come to meet and greets, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're the cooking guy." I'm like, "I'm the fighter," but I do that, you know. And it was a spoof, you know. There's still a bunch on YouTube. They're called Cooking with a Menace, and then the Cooking with Bulk came much later. But I'm the originator.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. But did you keep up with the sport at the UFC, or did you?
Yeah, still watch it. Yep.
You still watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm still really good.
Yeah.
When I watch, I understand it. I know. I try to make bets on it, put together parlays, but that never pans out. Yeah, I'm still a student of the sport. I'm gonna be opening up my own MMA gym here soon with Chris Wade, and I want to make champions.
But why didn't you even compete? I mean, you had a grappling match seeing in Topology. I don't know if you had other matches, grappling or else, because Topology sometimes don't record them. But why
Yeah.
didn't you just maybe switch to one-off deals for smaller organization or more internationally? I mean, after your time, there was Bellator coming bigger. Then right now it's PFL. Then TFL. Did they?
It would be the same thing with the UFC. There's no pension, no
Okay, yeah,
benefits,
but
no
just for one
401k.
fight or like the main, like one fight with your
Well, the
name.
UFC, when I left, Sean Shelby was like, dude, I didn't know. I had no clue you were going to retire, And then he told me, if you ever want to come back, let me know. I'll take you back in a heartbeat.
Oh, okay. So you had always the door open for a return. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you talked earlier in the podcast or yesterday that you would do a bare knuckle fight. Would you ever?
Easier.
It's easier?
It's easier.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's easier in terms of like how much, like how exhausting it can be.
Mhm.
Right? If I wrestle you for 10 minutes, it's much easier to box someone for 10 minutes than it is to wrestle them for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Way more energy involved in
wrestling is
wrestling,
very exhausting. But why not normal boxing? Like, why bare knuckle boxing? I mean, boxing.
I like the dirty aspect of it.
Yeah.
Being able to get a collar tie and fight in a clinch, and I think that would suit me much better than distance wouldn't be my friend because I've got short arms.
Yeah,
but if I could grab a guy and clinch him and throw uppercuts,
yeah,
be in my wheelhouse.
Okay. Yeah, because some UFC or ex-UFC fighters make the switch to boxing right now, Anderson Silva.
Or the dirty boxing. What's that?
Yeah.
John Jones and
Joe Romero did this too.
Yes, no, but who runs it? John Jones and
dirty boxing was Mike Perry, I guess. Was it Mike Perry? No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, dirty boxing. Yeah.
Same thing. You can clinch there, collar tie. I would do one of those.
Would you do power slap?
No.
Never? Okay.
I mean, if they gave me fucking $300,000, sure.
No, I don't know the. I don't know the.
Yeah, they're not paying those guys money.
Yeah, I don't.
I
think
went
so.
to an event one time. I went to watch the UFC in New Orleans when Dustin Poirier retired, and the night before they had the slap guys there.
Yeah.
Competing, dude. But during fight week, those guys are like outside smoking cigarettes, and it's like those guys aren't athletes.
Some are, but I think the most of them are not. There are some.
90% of them.
Yeah.
Are not athletes.
There is Nicole Schaefer from Germany. She also did bare knuckle boxing and everything. So she's legit, and she did boxing, and she did also power slap. So I think some people are legit, but they try it out, or they get a good offer or something.
You can't be out smoking cigarettes unless you're a process.
Yeah,
fight week.
Yeah, I think most of the guys there. I mean,
eating like pizza and wings and like that's not.
Yeah, you don't have to have condition or like a stamina. You don't have anything. You just maybe a big hand and
one shot.
Yes. So for me, I think it's funny. So I'm not really watching it.
I watch it from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes yes. Or I see the clips also.
But it's died down. I haven't been seeing anything about it recently.
I don't know if it really makes money. I mean, it just became this big because Dana White was pushing it this hard, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So because I don't think there was, but we will see. Maybe. But right now, maybe he doesn't have that much time because of Sufa boxing and other ventures he does. But I don't know. I'm not in the decision making of that. But I would go to a power slap event if it was near me just to watch it. But do you also follow MMA sports outside of UFC, like auch internationally? There are some big organization.
I watched PFL when that was happening. I watched. Is Bellator still going on?
No, that's PFL, right? And they bought Bellator.
Oh, that's right. But are they still doing fights?
If no, just PFL. Like Bellator does not under the Bellator name does fight just
Right.
PFL.
It's under PFL now, right?
Yes.
When are those fights? I haven't seen them ever.
PFL was last weekend. Usman Nurmagomedov fought against Alfie Davis for the title. Was it Usman? Yes. Yeah. They do some fights.
Where can you watch it? I haven't seen any promotion for it at all.
On YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube, not live, but afterwards. And then I think the Zone and stuff. I know here it's on the Zone. I don't know where it is in.
Yeah. It's probably the same.
Yeah, but you can watch it on YouTube afterwards. I mean, they do some fights. They have still some known fighters, but yeah, it's not that.
Got you.
Yeah. Then I mean, in here, there's one championship that's not only MMA but kickboxing, Thai boxing. I don't know if you watched that. And then there are like
the karate fighting combat.
Yeah, I
watched that.
Yeah. Chris Barnett was there, and so there are also some names from the UFC, then BKFC, and here in Germany in the last years, mixed martial arts was really growing, like on popularity. We have some fighters from Germany in the UFC, like Nick Hein, Peter Sobota. Right now we have Islam Dulatov and Abus Magomedov. Like they are from Germany. They fight right now in the UFC, but it really grow on popularity here because we have like Octagon right now. It's a organization, Octagon with a K. They come from the Czech Republic, and also some ex-UFC fighters fought here on Octagon in Germany, and FNC is coming over to Germany. That's a Croatian. I don't know if you know them. Yeah. Would it be interesting for you to fight for internationally, like here in Germany, or if the payment
I will fight anywhere.
Okay.
You gotta get up coins out.
Okay. Maybe someone who sees this podcast reach out to you. Maybe, who knows? I mean, you are still quite the name, and you say from yourself you are still in it. You could compete.
Yeah.
But in which weight? Featherweight, lightweight?
Probably lightweight.
Yeah. Your last fight was in lightweight, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm like $185, 190 now. Muscle. Mostly muscle.
Okay. Can you cut weight still? Or is it?
I haven't tried, so it's a mindset, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're a professional fighter. You were a long time.
You get the scale out, you beat the scale. Make sure that number goes down every day.
Great. I mean, you talked earlier in the podcast you wanted to fight BJ Penn. That fight didn't happen. Were there some other dream fight you wanted to make happen, or who was your dream opponent besides BJ Penn?
That's maybe it, dude.
Yeah, BJ Penn. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you fight someone right now? Like, who would you fight right now, actively fighting the UFC? Who would be a good opponent for you?
Chase Hooper.
Yeah. Okay. He has some hype going on. He wins fight. He loses.
Well, he beats up all the old guys now. Pisses me off.
Okay,
but he doesn't beat up on him. He like just gets by.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Who knows?
He ain't doing it to me.
Yeah. Is this a call out for Chase Hooper?
If they pay me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe I asked some guys for question. One was which one was your favorite fight like you had in your career?
My favorite fight to show somebody is my fight against Matt Grice. My favorite fight in terms of me being like on was the one against Clay Guida.
Yeah, Clay Guida also legend in the sport. Yeah, good fight. What would you say to your earlier self, like advice you experienced later, which maybe would
learn
help
jiu-jitsu.
you? Jiu-jitsu? Okay.
Well, no, because right, if I could take down anybody in the division, if I got really good submissions on the ground, I would have been able to finish probably way more fights and progress up the ladder, you know, because that's what the UFC wants to see too. They want to see, they don't want, you know, yes, they want you to go out there and be exciting, but they want you to also go out there and finish fights, which I did finish a good amount. But, you know, when you're fighting the best guys in the world, it's hard to get them to quit just by punching them in the face, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, with the new Paramount Plus deal, I think they want to make it more exciting right now, than even more than earlier, because more knockouts, more submissions, more highlight reels. I guess it's just my assumption, but
Right.
I think that's the future for the sport, at least in the UFC. What are your thoughts like on fighting at the White House and the whole Paramount Plus deal? Is this something like you would have?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, is this something you would have loved in your fighting days? Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I think all that stuff. I would love to fight the White House. That'd be cool. And then Paramount, I think it looks like these guys are getting paid more, you know.
Yeah, I think it's the payment structure. It's a little bit different around for main event fighters and champions and stuff, because there are no pay-per-views anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
But even the guys that just have been around for a long time, I feel like they're getting paid more too.
It's possible. I mean, many things changed. Who was the sponsor at your time? Like,
it was, well, first you got your own sponsors.
Yeah, that was that time.
And then at the end, it was Reebok.
Yeah, yes. There was a time that Reebok bought the whole sponsoring. Yes, and was not possible. Okay, but a question I wanted to ask you: you made the Ultimate Fighter, but right now there was a time was looking for a fight, and then right now very, very much in the hype is Dana White's Contender Series, where people can be signed then to the UFC. The Ultimate Fighter is still going on, but what would you advise people? Would you go to Dana White Contender Series if they invite you, go to the Ultimate Fighter, or try it to go directly to the UFC? What would be on you?
I mean, right, there are three different opportunities. Contender Series is one fight, and you just got to make sure you're on. And it's rare to see Contender Series guys get picked up if they don't get a finish. So if you're somebody that gets a lot of decisions and you're more of a grappler, ground and pound, I would probably go the Ultimate Fighters series, just because if you win the whole thing, right, you get signed. But if you're explosive and submit everybody out and knock people out, Contender Series might be a better avenue. And then in terms of just getting picked up, if you have a really good record and you're at that point in your career, you just got to kind of stay ready to be ready, or be ready to, you know, stay ready to be ready, because the UFC a lot of times has people pull out. So if you're ready and you can fill in, you get signed. You know, so if you have a record of 11-0 and you're, you know, a champion of your a decently well-known local circuit, they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So be ready for those short notice calls. Usually it's like 2 weeks max. and that could be the difference between you getting in the UFC and not. So
Yeah, I mean, advice for everything. Take the chances. Don't wait. There's sometimes
Sure.
just a small window of opportunity. Take it and be willing to take risk also. Do you still support fighters? Like, do you have a favorite fighter right now competing, or are you still in contact with fighters competing in the UFC right now?
Yeah. I'm good friends with Aljamain Sterling and Marab.
Oh, Mark's good.
Who else? Yeah, Michael Johnson, Kamar Usman. I'm cool with all the guys who fought when I was fighting.
Okay, cool. Do you still train with, or do you just it's not possible because of
I
it?
haven't trained a little bit. Once I get my gym open backed up, I'll be in there moving around with the guys. Just because work is I work like 50 plus hours a week. My kids play every sport underneath the sun, so they have practice every single day. Just about, if not more than one practice. So not only am I an Uber driver, I work a lot, and still doing house chores around the house, laundry, vacuuming, cleaning up a little bit, cooking some dinner here and there. There's just not enough time in the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I know it for myself. Family and job and work and so. There's only 24 hours in the day. Even if you have the energy, it's not possible time-wise.
Yeah.
Because I here in Germany, I support many amateur fighters, motivation, and I have a ranking. I made a ranking where, like, a pound-of-pound ranking for amateur fighters. They're like 25 right now. If they win fights, they get points and stuff like that. And in the end, the one with in a year's time span, the one with the most points gets a prize money. But maybe just advice from you for amateur fighters. Doesn't have to be here in Germany, but still, every amateur fighter in all the world. Which advice do you think?
I think it's such a mental taxing sport. I think mental coaches or sports psychologists are great tools to use, especially if you got a good one. It's kind of like buying a new car, right? And then you tune it and you unlock some power.
Mm-hmm.
The power's in your brain with a lot of things. Work hard, work smart though, right? So training 4 times a day isn't really helping you that much because you only have to fight one time for 15 minutes. So to train 4 hours in a day isn't really making you really good in that 15 minutes, right? So that's another thing, right? Don't overtrain and to train smart. And just kind of be willing to do the things that other people won't, do the ice baths, do the recovery, stretch, eat healthy all the time. Don't let your weight go up and down and up and down. I made that mistake. Live the lifestyle, right? Don't be going out partying and stuff like that. Read and stay focused at the task at hand, and drill, technique. And the last thing I will say is get comfortable being uncomfortable. So that could be with ice baths. That could be like running in there really cold, running in there really hot. But here's the big thing: going and training at other gyms that you don't know them. That's a very uncomfortable feeling, right? So being able to go in there and perform, that's as close as you'll get to the real thing.
Yeah, that's good quality advice, especially the thing with the mental health, because when I was in contact, also with professional fighters, some of them get depressive, or some of them have issues or
Sure.
self-doubt, and so it's normal. It's a high tendency sport. It's a pressure. It's many things and training, and not everything went smooth. So it really takes a toll on the mental health. So I think that's best advice, and the rest is also so very good. So for everyone listening, especially the amateur fighter, hear what he is saying. Then I think we come to the end. Thank you, Dennis, for your time. I very much appreciate it. I think it was quite an insight in your time, in your active career, and good advices you gave. Like I said, thank you. And the last words belong to you. I, for myself, thank everyone also listening, and say goodbye.
That's it, man.